The views and opinions expressed on Wrestling Wind Down are those of the host and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any other agency, organization, employer, or company. What's up, guys? It's Lo, and you are tuned in to Wrestling Wind Down, a female-founded and hosted podcast dedicated to professional wrestling and our favorite adult beverage. Wrestling TikTok has become a popular outlet for wrestling fans to showcase their content creating skills, and I am honored to have Nick the Professor Harrison here to chat all about wrestling TikTok. You've probably seen him on TikTok recreating some of the most iconic wrestling entrances, including the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, Goldberg, Roman Reigns, and many more. We'll be chatting about Nick's interest in professional wrestling and what has kept him a fan for so long, as well as the creative process behind filming TikToks and where his inspiration comes from to find which one to create next. We'll also talk about what advice he would give to other wrestling TikTokers who are looking to create content and build their audience. So grab your glass of wine. We're going in for the 3 count. We have a wrestling TikToker here. You've probably seen him on TikTok reenacting some of the amazing WWE entrances. We have the Professor, Nick Harrison, here on Wrestling Wind Down.
Very happy to be here. I'm excited, man. You know, I'm a big fan of wine, so let's get
yes, let's get it. What wine do you prefer?
The wine that comes in the glass. I'm a big fan of I'm actually a white wine kind of guy. I do love a good Pinot. I love good Pinot Grigio. It pairs well with some of my favorite foods. A good wine with a steak or maybe some salmon. Always a good time.
I love a good rosé. Frosé is even better, especially here in Vegas in the summertime. Let's get into the wrestling. When did you first become a professional wrestling fan?
When I was in diapers. When I was a very, very young child, I would sit down with my family members and we would watch wrestling, and love has just continued to grow since that time. But I was very, very young when my first wrestling memories come about.
Who are some of the first superstars that you remember watching?
I'm from the South. I live in Louisiana, and this is where I grew up. So I was very big in the NWA and WCW. So your Ric Flairs, your Stings, Lex Luger, Nikita Koloff, the Road Warriors, the Fabulous Freebirds, the Midnight Express, just guys like that were very prevalent in my youth.
What has kept you interested in wrestling for so long? I know a lot of people, they start watching at a young age and they kind of fall out. Their interest just kind of decreases in professional wrestling. But you've been a fan for a long time now. What has kept you so interested to turn on that TV every week and watch it?
For me, a lot of it is the storyline. And a lot of it is the business side as well, as I've grown to love professional wrestling and at times worked within certain companies within professional wrestling. The business side of it really kept me interested and kept me going. And now with social media the way that it is, we have a front row seat to everything that goes on in professional wrestling, not just what we see on screen, but also off camera as well. And it's what keeps my interest burning after all of these years.
You mentioned social media. Let's get into your TikTok journey. You started a year ago, which is crazy to me because you've had so much growth. What made you want to hop on TikTok and create content?
Well, I started during the pandemic while we were in lockdown. And a friend of mine suggested that I get on it. A funny story, when I first downloaded TikTok back in January of last year, I deleted it after a day because I just had no interest in it. But then I got back on it during the lockdown and found some things that I was really interested in on the app, mostly comedy stuff. But then I found wrestling TikTok, and here we are today, close to 700,000 followers and just continuously growing every day.
Where did you get the idea from to create these wrestling entrances, but in your classroom? You're a professor, you're a teacher, but incorporating that aspect of your life into this interest of professional wrestling, how did you mesh the two together?
A lot of the content that I did leading up to that point was teaching content, teachers of TikTok type stuff. And I was already doing the wrestling entrances. And I ended up doing one. It was a request from a follower asking if I would do Triple H's entrance into the classroom. And that one did really well. So the next one I did was another request for Shawn Michaels, and that one did 1 million views in 2 days. And that got shared all over the internet, and it just continued to grow and grow. So I started doing them in the classroom because that's where I spend most of my time, because I'm a very dedicated teacher. So it just, it just kind of grew from that.
What was your reaction when you got on TikTok after 2 days after making the Shawn Michaels video and seeing 1 million views? What emotions did you feel seeing that? You're just diving into this wrestling side of TikTok. You've made a couple entrances now, but for one to go viral like that, what does it mean to you?
It was validation for something that I love and respect and have a great admiration for, which is the business of professional wrestling. I started doing that, and I saw what the reaction was from the fan base. So we do the Shawn Michaels one. It does 1 million views in 2 days. And then we do the Batista one next. And Batista himself retweets it on Twitter. And that's to me just a sign from the heavens saying, hey, you're on to something, keep pushing. So I did, and it's something that I truly enjoy.
What has been some of your favorite video entrances to record so far?
Batista, because I really love his entrance, and that was one that I had done previously, and that's one of the ones that I did on the bump. I love Brock Lesnar's entrance. One of the ones that I just did, Roman Reigns' new entrance. Just did that the other day on TikTok, and it was a lot of fun. Jungle Boy from AEW was a lot of fun because I got to do that one with my nephew. The Roman Reigns one that I just did, I got to do with my son, and that was a lot of fun. Usually the ones that I get to do with my friends and family are ones that I really enjoy. So those are some of my favorite ones that I've done. And the Orange Cassidy one that AEW shared on their TikTok account, which was amazing. So that one was a lot of fun. And Orange Cassidy, he reacted to it as well with his half-hearted thumbs up. So it was all, it's been really crazy how all of that stuff has come to fruition and where we are now. There are so many that I could just list here. When you ask what were my favorite entrances, there are a lot that I could list and sit here and talk about because I love them all, man. It's just a lot of fun to do a lot of these. And probably my favorite would have been the Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 12 entrance on the zip line.
Yeah.
That I did that one that Shawn Michaels himself retweeted. So it's just, that one was probably my favorite because a lot of planning went into that, getting the people to participate in it, buying the all white attire like Shawn had. That was a lot of fun. And then again, him getting him to retweet it. That's just validation that, you're on to something really cool. So I look forward to some of the other entrances that I get to do. I've done a lot of them. So there's still a whole lot more that I can do. I've just scratched the surface, really.
Hey, listeners of Wrestling Wind Down. I'm Meridian Fior, co-host and co-creator of Rest Friends. We are your wrestling friends, your wrestling best friends. We're a podcast and YouTube channel. Every week, alongside my amazing co-host and cousin, Teddy, we talk about WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything trending in the world of wrestling. And over on our YouTube channel, we have vlogs, reactions, and recaps. You can find the Rest Friends podcast on all streaming platforms and subscribe to our Rest Friends channel on YouTube. Los esperamos ahí. We have all the chisme. Now, back to Wrestling Wind Down.
Absolutely. Let's talk about how much time you put into planning these TikToks. You just mentioned with the Shawn Michaels entrance, you bought the clothes, you figured out who was going to be in the video. With a typical TikTok that you make, how long does it approximately take to brainstorm the idea, get the attire that you need, and then plan out the post, record the post, edit it, and then post it?
It all depends on which entrance it is. For example, the Roman Reigns entrance was one that I had planned for a while. I bought the wig weeks ago. I bought the tracksuit weeks ago. I plan on getting that one altered to look exactly like his, which means I'm going to have to take one of the Adidas stripes out, take the Adidas emblem off of it, and get the Superman Punch logo on it. It just depends. Some of them take no time at all. Like the Vader entrance, I already had the gloves. I just took some some shoelaces off of some red shoes that I had and tied them around my face to do the mask. but all the other stuff I already had. So that one took maybe an hour to put together, if that. Some of them take longer because of what I need to do. Like I did Stone Cold Steve Austin in the pickup truck.
Yeah.
That one took a lot of timing. And I still want to redo that one because there's some stuff, I like to do it exact, and I want to get somebody to toss the cans to me while I'm on top of the truck. And then after I get finished drinking it, I have to throw it back over my head, which is something that I didn't do. So some of them I want to redo and try to do right, like really, really right. So it depends on the entrance. Some of them take a couple minutes to an hour. Some of them take a couple days as far as planning and getting the outfit together, getting everything right to do it 100% correct.
I'm looking forward to seeing you remake these as well as make the other ones, because you can tell that you're just so dedicated to it. And that's the great thing about it, is that, there's a lot of wrestling fans out there, but there's a lot of them that are very dedicated to their art, whether they're a graphic artist, they're a TikToker, they're a YouTuber. So it's just so nice and refreshing to see someone that is just so dedicated to something. So kudos to you for just keeping up with it and continuing making these entrances and being a positive role model in the wrestling community, because sometimes in this community, there's a lot of negativity, but you're definitely a positive person in this community. So kudos to you.
I appreciate you saying that. I love professional wrestling. Let make no mistake about it. This is not just me trying to get clout, me trying to get fame. I never got on TikTok for any of that stuff. I got on it because we were in the middle of a pandemic. People were at home, depressed, looking for an outlet, looking for something to brighten their spirits, to brighten their day, to make them feel better. And I wanted to be that person. I wanted to be that voice. I wanted to be someone who they could look at and say, hey, this guy, he has brightened my day. I appreciate you for that. I love all of my followers, and I appreciate them riding with me through all of this, because at the end of the day, one thing about social media is, you want to find people that you can connect with, right, and people that you have, like interests with. And that's one thing that I really enjoy about wrestling TikTok, is that, we're all a community, and we have found people that we click with and we have a like interest with, and we can discuss things that, other people would look at and say, why are you still talking about that? I'm 41 years old. So there are people who would look at me and say, you're doing these wrestling entrances. What are you doing? But to find a community of people who appreciate it and, support it, it means the world to me. So, that's why I do it. I do it because there are people who come to my page every day to say, let's see what the professor did today. I know he's going to put a smile on my face.
Absolutely. I saw you on SmackDown the other day. Before we even go into anything else, I saw you on SmackDown the other day for the WWE announcer contest that they're doing for SummerSlam. Have you done any type of announcing before? Because yours was good. I went after the fact and I was like, wait a minute, I'm about to have him on my show. Let me go watch his video. And you did great. Have you ever done any wrestling announcing or anything like that?
Yes. There is a company that I work with here in North Louisiana called Bayou Independent Wrestling. I started with them as a manager, as a heel manager at that, but working with them more and more, they needed me to do other stuff. I would help with the ring crew, setting the ring up. I've worked as a referee before, and I've done ring announcing countless times for them. I'm currently serving as the commissioner of Bayou Independent Wrestling, the commissioner of Bayou Independent Wrestling. So yes, I've been working with that company and in professional wrestling for over a decade now. So yes, I've done a lot of in-ring announcing. So when this contest came up, it was a perfect opportunity for me to kind of showcase some of the other skills that I have when it comes to professional wrestling.
You were also recently on WWE's The Bump. What did this opportunity mean to you to join this cast of talented people and talk about your talents, your TikTok talents?
It meant everything to me. The day that I got the message from the WWE asking if I would be interested in being on The Bump, I cried because WWE is the pinnacle. They are the top. So when somebody like that contacts you and says, hey, we like what you're doing, would you like to do something with us? As a wrestling fan, there's not much more that you can ask for. And to not only do that, but to have such a fantastic reception from the people on the bump and from fans who were watching to say, wow, you were on the bump. That's awesome. It just, it's the cherry on top of the cake. I still talk to Matt Camp, Ryan Popola, and Evan Mack on a regular basis. We all follow each other on social media and we talk to each other time in and time out. Kayla was actually not there when I did the bump, but hopefully I can get back on when she is there because I love Kayla. So it was really cool to be able to connect with all of those guys and to do that stuff. And again, it just means that they're watching. I mean, you can't really ask for more than that.
Right. What advice would you give to other wrestling fans that are looking to start their TikTok journey or they're looking to content create?
Be yourself, do what you love to do and your audience will find you. This was not me trying to, force my way onto people's phones or to be something that I'm not. This is who I am. I love professional wrestling. I love entrances. I listen to entrance music in my leisure on a regular basis. I have a whole playlist on Spotify of wrestling theme songs that I listen to all the time. And, just to be able to show my love through my art and through my craft, it's just great. But one thing that I will never do is just do something that's not me just to get views or to get clout or for somebody to push a heart button. You gotta be who you are and don't worry about what other people have to say about it. Don't worry about trolls. Don't worry about people commenting saying, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Do what you love and be who you are, and your audience will find you.
Thank you so much, Nick, for joining me. I have learned so much about your journey, and I can't wait to see, hopefully, you in Vegas at SummerSlam announcing, but we'll definitely see you on TikTok in the meantime. Where can the people find you on social media?
Mr. Professor 318 on all social media. That's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We just passed 10,000 followers on the Instagram page, which is insane to me, and it's continuously growing. And we're growing every day on Twitter as well. Just got verified on TikTok not too long ago. So that's huge. You can also find me on YouTube. There's a fan page on Facebook. And August 14th in Shreveport, Louisiana, I'll be performing live at Sam's Town Casino for anybody who will be in the area. Or if you would like to come into the area to check it out, it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be cool to meet some followers and do some really fun stuff. Thank you for having me. Can't wait. I got to be in Vegas. I got to come out to Vegas. And then when I come out there, I'm coming to look for y'all. And we're going to sit around and we're going to drink rosé.
Yes.
It's going to be a good time. Yes,
absolutely.
We got to do it. Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun. I got to do this again soon.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Wrestling Wind Down. You can find all of our other episodes available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and wherever else you listen to your podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at WWDCAST. Let us know what you thought about the episode. What was your favorite part? Until next time, enjoy your wine and, of course, enjoy your wrestling. Cheers!